Hey YouTube, this is Toni Marie Preston and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about transitioning. Yes, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my transition, but mainly I'm going to talk about transitioning in general, because I know there are so many of you out there who may have loved ones who have maybe just come out as trans or gender nonconforming, or maybe they've already been out and you're, struggling to understand some things, or just want some more information about what transitioning is like. And also just for people who may not even know a trans person, they see these different shows on television, but it's good to hear from someone who has that lived experience, a real person. So I hope that this video can serve as a resource to all of you, and I hope you learn something. So I'm going to get right into it, okay? So there are 3 different types of transitioning, but before I start talking about the different types of transitioning, first I want to mention that transitioning is not linear. Oftentimes when we think about transitioning, we think about first someone socially transitioning, maybe then medically transitioning, and then having a legal transition. But to be honest, no one's transition is no two transitions are alike. Everyone's transition is different, so keep that in mind, okay? Well, let's get into the different types of transitioning. Like I said before, there's a medical transition, a social transition, and also a legal transition, okay? Let's first start with the social transition. Now, this is usually the first type of transition, but like I said, everyone's story is different, and so it's not always the first step of a transition, okay? So a social transition usually has to deal with, a person coming out or inviting in. I love the term inviting in, because basically you've always been your authentic self. You had to kind of realize and affirm yourself and all of those different things within yourself. That's been a journey, right? For a trans or gender nonconforming person. But what you're really doing is inviting people into who you truly are, who you was born to be, right? So a social transition usually has to deal with, inviting people in, letting them know about your gender identity. And this may include telling people the name that you've chosen, your new pronouns. This can also have to do with the clothing that you decide to wear or switch up. Some people decide to dress more masculine, more feminine, more androgynous. It just all depends on who you are and, your own personal gender identity in your transition. So that's kind of a little bit about a social, transition. You're inviting everyone in, your friends, your family, and, that's pretty much a social transition, really just affirming yourself and having those around you affirm you and respect you, as I stated earlier, by using the correct name and pronouns. I know it's going to take time, for all of the friends and family who may be watching this video. I know it may take time for you to get, people's pronouns right, who, may be transitioning in front of you, but, really just, try your best to respect that person and use the right pronouns and the correct name, and to apologize when you do mess up. Say you're sorry and be able to do the work to be better. Really be dedicated to doing better and to getting it right, because it's so important for us as trans people to be seen and to be respected just like everyone else. That's really all we want, to be honest. We want equity, we want to be respected, we want to be seen, just live our truth. Live in our truth like everyone else, Let's talk a little bit about now the medical transition. So medical transition, this usually can include taking hormones, also known as hormone replacement therapy, and or having surgery or surgeries. So someone who is trans or gender nonconforming, they may decide you know, that they want to take hormones to have them appear more masculine or more feminine. This helps them to socially pass within society. You know, we live in a society that's not very accepting of trans and gender nonconforming people. You know, we live in a transphobic society. And so having transitioning medically helps trans people to be able to be safe, right? When we go out into the world, when we go to work and we go to, you know, different places, right? It's a level of safety that medical transition provides us with a level of safety, and also is validating to us in our identities and who we are. You know, we want to have who we are and who we see ourselves as reflected on the outside as well as in the inside. It's as simple as that. Okay, but not everyone decides to medically transition. Some people take hormones, some people have surgeries, some people don't. You know, everyone is different, like I said. You know, me personally, my journey has not included hormone replacement therapy. And that's just because I decided that's something that I did not want to do for my own health reasons. I have sickle cell disease, and, you know, hormones, there's a lot that comes with hormones. You know, you can experience blood clots and other health complications. So be aware of these certain things when someone is considering, you know, hormone replacement therapy. Make sure that their doctor is telling them about the complications and risk, and, you know, the changes that will occur or can occur and things of that nature. You know, there are a lot of irreversible things that can occur when you decide to transition medically. So be aware of that, and, you know, be open to having those conversations, you know, with your loved one as well, if they feel comfortable having those conversations. So back to kind of, you know, that also kind of, you know, segues into the whole surgery type of thing. You know, everyone, like I said, everyone is different. Some people want certain surgeries to affirm their gender identity. Some people don't, you know, it just all depends. Everyone is different. But regardless of if someone decides to medically transition or not, or no matter what their transition looks like I said at the beginning, always respect trans and gender nonconforming people. It's simple as that. You know, at the end of the day, this person has to live their own life and do what's best for them and what makes them the most affirmed in their gender identity and comfortable. Now let's talk a little bit about a legal transition, okay? So the legal transition is basically when you go and get your name and or gender marker change. You know, now in today's day and age, we have you know, the X gender that you can put on like your driver's license and things like that for people who identify as gender nonconforming. And so there are a few different options, you know, male, female, and X, that you can change within the legal system. And also you can change your name through the court system. So what you will want to do is either contact an organization that does name changes. That's what I personally did. I found an organization here in my city that does name changes, and they were able to help me through the process of changing my name with, you know, through the court system, and also at the different offices such as Social Security office and the DMV, and getting new driver's licenses and things of that nature. So it was so great to have their assistance. So definitely look into that, do some research on that, and if that's not available to you, try to find a friend who has been through the legal process. Also, throughout this whole transition, you will want to find friends and support through the whole transition, because there is no blueprint. There is no, like I said, no one way to transition. Everyone has to make their own individual decisions in regards to their transition. And it costs a lot of money as well to transition. And so you have to keep all of these things in mind when you are transitioning, and where you're supporting your friends and family who are transitioning. You know, keep all of these things in mind. It takes time to become who you are, you know, just like we all develop into individuals, you know, as we age and we become our true selves. It's the same with transitioning. You know, you're going to evolve and change and, you know, continue to become who you are supposed to be. So keep all of these things in mind when, you know, you are speaking with transgender non-conforming people, when you are having conversations with transgender non-conforming people. You know, certain things are not appropriate to ask transgender and gender non-conforming people, and I can definitely do a video on that as well if you would like, and a video on inappropriate questions that you should not ask a trans person, how to support trans people. You know, if you want a more in-depth video on that as well, definitely leave that down in the comments down below. Let me know, how are you supporting the transgender non-conforming people in your life? If you feel like this video was helpful to help better understand trans and gender non-conforming people, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I look forward to your comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn on that post notification bell. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Mwah. Bye.